This is a warning. If you're going to watch this, this may sever all trust you have between yourself and PSA, or honestly, any trust that's left between the hobby and PSA. You are not going to believe what actually happened. I found out what actually happened to these $25,000 worth of cards. It's going to blow your mind and scare the living crap out of you. I was going to save this for the live, but I am so pissed off that I can't. And I'm just going to walk you through. I'm actually so pissed off. I put together the entire timeline and the stories behind it. So just a quick recap for you guys. This guy sent in $25,000 worth of cards to a drop-off event, which I'm going to get into in a second. And it was Super Express, months, whatever, go by. He sees two of these cards on eBay. There's no explanation from PSA except an offer of $12,500 and a gag order and an NDA, which I found so insulting that I blew it up on my channel. Now I'm going to show you what actually happened to him. So we now know what happened to these cards. And long story short, before I tell you the gory details of it, they ended up getting donated to charity. Get that through your heads. He sent these cards for grading, and they donated them to charity. So here's the event that took place. This was December 7th in Foxborough, Mass. This, before you start blaming Card Vault, it is not Card Vault's fault. They literally only offered the venue. PSA took over the venue with PSA employees, and it was such a shit show. Wait till you hear some of the first-hand accounts at this. This proves my point that they are going too fast. And they need to slow down, or egregious things like this are going to happen. And the arrogance and how they handled this, I'm going to tell you that in a second. So this guy said he attended the PSA drop-off event, and he was the fifth customer in line. So he got there pretty early, okay? Upon entering with his 50-plus card submission, which he spent hours cleaning, prepping, and safely packing, he approached the counter with a very reasonably sized box. I imagine it's about this big. And he placed his cards into their own boxes. To say the boxes were overflowing would be a gross understatement. So they wanted to jam his cards in with the others. Moreover, they had next to zero protection from exposure to the elements. Apparently, their trucks were completely at capacity. Once again, I was the fifth customer they saw that day. Stop doing these shows. Stop grading cards. Take a break. You did it during COVID. You may actually have to shut off PSA. You may actually have to get there, because this stuff is bad. And guys, all right, I'm about to read you bullet points that have come from the police report, because this guy got the Foxborough police involved and the police and your PSA involved to find out what the hell happened with the cards. You want to find out? Here we go. All right, these cards were dropped off at that event. They made it into PSA's possession. The cards were then accidentally donated to Children's Hospital, Orange County. And what that looked like was a smattering of cards on a table was available for representatives of the charity to come purchase. These guys' 7 cards were on that table. Nope, they weren't Super Express going to PSA for grading. No, of course not. They were put on a table for charity. You got it? Can you guys even believe that I'm saying this? And so the rep came. He was able to take any cards they wanted. They took 7. 5 were sold to a local LCS. Those cards have not been recovered yet. I've got some outcomes here in a minute on what actually happened to these cards. And 2 were on eBay, which is what he saw. And up to this point, PSA has not helped. They had to give some testimony on this police report. They haven't helped him at all. Because I imagine helping is an admission of guilt, and so they can't do that. But this is what I'm most disgusted with, and I'm going to go off at the end of this video. So none of this was shared with him at all. The first offer was $12,500. The current offer was $8,500. That's not the current. I actually have an update on that current offer. $8,500 plus the eBay value and an NDA. And I want to make this clear, guys. If your order's missing from this event, it may have gone to charity. So if you submitted to this event, look around for your cards, call PSA and ask them where they are and get footage on their whereabouts, because I am not fully confident all of these cards are in PSA's grading process. That is a big warning. All right, I like to blast idiots every now and then, and this Shonen fan with 2 followers, he won. He trolled me and he won. He's getting a little publicity here. That's his Instagram handle. He says, here's the actual facts that happened. The submitter handed them over and there's an error. By all indications, they mixed up the submitter's box. That may be true, but he's missing several facts. And so this is the guy, this is his Instagram, the guy who it affected. He says, it took 4 full months for PSA to give him any explanation on an 8-day Super Express order, along with all the other tiers, and then offered a lowball settlement with a gag order. And all before the submitter finally found his own cards listed on eBay and took his own time to get the police involved from 2 different coasts. Involved in relocating the cards all on his own when they were publicly listed for sale by a third party, and the others have been sold at a card shop. FYI, you can't give away someone else's property unless you steal it first. I'm not making accusations there, but whatever. Not to mention PSA has not even refunded my original grading fees, but you are so caught up in the declared value. The only reason we do this declared value is PSA's forced us into these upcharges, so you have to gamify your submissions. So of course you have to gamify it with declared value. It's disgusting. I don't think I can come back from this. I thought I could have a constructive dialogue, but I am so irked by this incident. I think I'm just done. And that path forward does not look good. I'm sorry. This is nothing. This is nothing. So this is an update literally today. This dude, with zero help from PSA, hit the police up. They didn't even tell him what happened with the charity. He had to get that through the police. And so they helped him find his cards today. I'm wicked happy about this. No longer available. Got the information. He's got the 2 cards. The 5 are still out there. PSA has now offered him $8,500 for the remaining cards now that he's found 2 of them. And they also decided that if he returns them for grading, they will comp the grading fees, even though he sort of already paid those. Oh, and he won't be required to buy his own cards back if they find them. The arrogance. I'm going to do it now. I have worked with 200 different CEOs of companies over $1 billion in my time, in my day. I have never seen such egregious arrogance from a company and such poor behavior than something like this incident. I cannot believe they chose the path of this low ball offer and forced this guy to waste his time with police. I hope that they have enjoyed the publicity from this, and I assure you it has definitely been much more painful than them paying $25,000. This is disgusting. This is wrong. And when Nat Turner was a collector, if this had happened to him, he would have been bullshit, and he would have gone on the forums just like he did about the upcharges, and he would have bitched about it. This is wrong. This is messed up, and I'd like to see a statement from the PSA's Instagram account or whatever socials you got that says, we effed up, cards were swapped, whatever it is, they went to charity. By the way, guys, here's some other orders that may be impacted. But no, they're hiding behind this ridiculous curtain with these NDA threats, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the whole thing. I don't know. If you guys have problems with PSA, this is your channel now. Send me what you got. This is so insulting to everybody. It's a slap in the face to the hobby, and you're still going to give them your money. You're still going to do it. And that's the saddest part of this whole thing. I'll close this out with a quick warning, okay? I just have to get past the PSA stuff. You can just tell I'm really pissed off. So, pristine labels, which I guess is PSA now too. If you have a label error, I just want you guys to be aware that if you send it in, I didn't know this is part of the terms and conditions, but this guy had this card, and if he sends it in, they said, hey, you may lose the pristine grade. So be careful sending any pristine back. I would take full photos and videos and everything like that. If you send a pristine label in, you are at risk for getting a downgrade. I wonder who implemented this and when that changed. And what the hell, let's end this on a positive note, guys. I hit 10,000 over the weekend. I'm super excited about that. I appreciate you all. I am a goal setter. I've been a goal setter my entire life. So I don't know. Life is like a video game with high scores. My goal for this channel is 30,000 by the end of the year. I hope I get there. And then 100,000 by the end of next year. And, if you want no BS and you want somebody pissed off with a New England accent, you've come to the right place. I won't be doing too many pack openings or card reveals or player prospecting, but I sure will be ripping apart this industry, the companies that are in it, and I will be holding all the executives accountable. Thanks, everyone.